My name is Daniel Rowntree from Design for Performance, and I'd like to share with you today 5 great tips for ensuring that every product that you develop succeeds on the market. Now, I'm not going to talk to you about how to get a product out faster or even how to get a product out at lower cost. I want to share with you today something that is a lot more critical and has a far greater impact on the success of your business. I'd like to share with you 5 essential ingredients which ensures that every product that you develop actually succeeds on the marketplace. These 5 ingredients are all about pulling out all the stops right at the beginning of the development process, from the point where the idea is first created through to the point where you're ready to make the decision to commit significant development resource. Having a clear direction and an idea of how you want to move forward as an organisation is critical for a successful new product development programme. Normally we consider the specification being the start of the development process, but actually it goes further back than that. The initial input to the new product development should be the corporate strategy and a clear vision for the future. Now there are 3 things that you need to be thinking about. Firstly, how will changes in the market affect you in terms of opportunity and threats over the next 5 to 10 years? Secondly, what are the unique strengths of your organisation that could be leveraged to gain better position in the market? And thirdly, what is your company actually going to look like in the next 5 to 10 years? Once these questions have been answered, the next step is to communicate them across the whole organisation. The better the communication, the better the results at the end. The result of this will be that you will have not only more innovative ideas, but better quality ideas, which will be better aligned with your corporate strategy and vision for the future. We're continually being told to invest in technology projects and that high tech is the way forward. Now, this is correct for 2 reasons. Firstly, if you have something technologically innovative, then it's possible to patent it and thereby keeping competitors at a distance. Secondly, anything that's technologically difficult for you to do is likely to be difficult for your competitors as well. But there are a few words of warning regarding technology projects. The trouble with technology projects is that you can't establish the costs or the timing up front. This means that if it's not fully developed, then you can't include it in the new product development project. Secondly, we should be careful not to introduce technology for its own sake. Any technological additions need to be real benefits for the user rather than just features. So when including some new technology into a project, you need to ask the following questions. Does the new technology actually offer real benefits to the end user? And if something goes wrong in the development of the product, will you know the technology well enough to be able to resolve it with a minimum of disruption to the timing plan? Ideas may be a penny a dozen, but how many of them are actually real opportunities? For an idea to be of any use, you need to know your 3 C's. The first C is to know your costs, that is, the cost to manufacture, the price you'll be selling at, the cost of developing product, the sales and marketing costs, as well as the quantities you expect to sell. The second C is to know your customers. Who are your customers? What are their needs? How can you reach your customers and how will they find you? The third C is to know your competition. Who are the competitors? What are the competing products? And how are they positioned in the market in relation to you? Finally, the positioning of your products on the market is key to giving yourself the best chances of success. The relationship between cost versus user benefit should be well understood, particularly in relation to existing products on the market. All of this can be established before significant resources are spent on product development and long before the product is launched on the market. So this way, you can filter out the poor ideas and focus your resources on the real opportunities. When we talk about planning in the context of new product development, we often think about a timing plan, perhaps in Gantt format, which specifies the transformation of an idea into reality in terms of tasks against time. But I would like to highlight 3 other key elements of planning which are often ignored until it's too late. First, establish the pace of change in the market in terms of user requirements, expectations and taste. This way you can be sure that the product will still be required by the time it reaches the market. Second, ensure that the resources for developing the product are actually available, including production engineers, even if their main role is firmly in operations. Thirdly, predict the risks likely to be encountered during the development and ensure that precautions are in place to minimise them. Ultimately, planning is about looking into the future and doing everything possible to be prepared. Most people are familiar with specifications, but there's always a risk that if they're not correctly compiled, then the development of the product will take much longer than it needs to. There are a number of mistakes which are often made when putting together product design specifications, so here are a few ideas. Firstly, don't be tempted to develop products which satisfy everyone. It's often much quicker to research the market more thoroughly and then target a specific group than to try to develop a product which covers all areas of the market. The second idea is to establish which benefits are critical to sales and which are not critical. Understand that a benefit is only critical if the product will not sell without it. Finally, adding negative specifications can be useful to clarify the boundaries of the requirements. For example, the product must be compatible with A, B, C, but does not need to be compatible with X, Y, Z. Above all, keep it simple. Adding unnecessary specifications and features purely because competitors have them rarely results in a better product and will only delay the launch date. So there you have them, the 5 essential ingredients which ensure that every product that you develop will have the best chance of success on the market. Cover this ground early enough in the development process, and the returns on your new product development investments can be significantly increased.